So often you hear some crazy stories that you just can't even believe it's true, and even when you see the evidence, you still don't believe it. Join us as we go through a bunch of videos that are stranger than fiction, but absolutely true. From a unique Icelandic tourist attraction to an insane basketball shot, let's take a look at a few moments you wouldn't believe if they weren't recorded. The 660-foot basketball shot. When it comes to performing impossible stunts, you best believe the guys over at How Ridiculous will do just that. What you're seeing here is one of them strapped to something strong, I'd assume, and his goal is to get the ball in the hoop from 600 feet. Guys, I don't think you get it. 600 feet is the same length as those hundreds of high-rise buildings in the United States. So if you go over to their page and look for this same video, you'll realise that the one performing this astonishing shot was trying to break his own record. And guess what? He did. That's impressive if you ask me. Derek, Aaron and his friends got permission to set up a hoop at the bottom of the Malatsunyani Falls in Lesotho, Africa. They were so thrilled, and rightfully so, because that's just impressive. Also, don't be surprised to see them doing some other crazy stuff on their channel. Before we go on further, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now. The curve wins. In the world of soccer, there are 1,000,001 things that could go wrong. You could get stepped on, pushed to the ground, headbutted, or even defeated by the wind. They seem to be enjoying what appears to be a little practice match. The goalkeeper's job is to prevent the ball from going in his net. A pretty simple task, I might add. Well, he's doing just that, then kicks the ball out in quite a fancy fashion. That's when the wind turns the whole thing into a curveball, literally. In mid-air, the ball sort of just makes a complete 180 and actually scores like a human kicked it. I know for a fact I wouldn't believe that if it wasn't recorded. It's not every day the wind takes one up on you. Luckily, it's no professional match, or this would have been a whole different ball game. Juggling Rubiks cubes. When you think you've run out of things to be impressed by, just go searching in the Guinness World Records, and I'm sure you'll find something rare like what we're seeing now. Kwei Jianyu of China appeared on an Italian television show to show off his superpowers, because what else could this be? If you're watching this with normal eyes, you're just going to see a young boy juggling some Rubik's cubes. But if you take a little closer look, you'll soon realise he's not juggling cubes, he's solving them at the same time. Spin after spin after spin while alternatively fixing the cubes. This has to be the greatest display of multitasking I've ever seen. The final score was 5 minutes and 2.43 seconds. Let's see who can beat that. Ping pong battles. If you like ping pong, this video's for you. If you don't like ping pong, well, this is also for you. This type of video is fascinating enough for both audiences. Welcome to the world of ping pong. We can agree that the game is like a tennis spin-off, so that makes it super casual. The guys over at Pongfinity accepted a challenge from their followers to play against themselves. The goal was to use the art of backspin, which is basically hitting the ball in such a way that it comes right back to you. That would automatically eliminate the need to have an opponent. This guy tried and actually scored an awesome 13 hits. That's impressive to me. The game is already quite challenging enough, so you can just imagine how thrilled they were to try this. What next can we expect from them? Splitting a ball by hitting it with a knife. Oh wait, that's right, they tried that already. Dancing solo. Folks in the East are far more advanced than we'll ever be in most areas of life. They do things we're either afraid to do or things we deem impossible. Take this Chinese woman for example. This 23-year-old woman is a performance artist who's been practicing for over 15 years and has certainly mastered her craft. She's sailing to wherever she wants to go on a single bamboo raft. How many of us can even think about doing something like that? Okay, she's apparently dancing and showing off her very keen sense of balance. It's also so refreshing to see someone's skills on display like this. Progressive dad. Jumping out of an airplane thousands of feet above the ground is a fantastic experience for many. It's really a near-death experience, but I'm no Debbie Downer here. This progressive dad decided to share his love for skydiving with his 5-year-old daughter. Of course, not many parents would be sold on the idea of doing this with their toddler, but this little girl trusts her dad so much so you can see how happy she is. Somehow they found one company who was willing enough to have her thrown out with her dad. That's not something you hear every day, right? You can see just how thrilled she is to share this truly unforgettable moment with her dad. Then you see she's getting flowers to honour her bravery, I assume. But whatever happens later on in life, this is a moment that I'm sure she'll never forget. Risky helicopter ride. There are two types of people in this world, people who have fears and people who don't. Clearly the guys over at Yes Theory have none. It was the day before Master Will's special bungee jumping birthday celebration, and they wanted to test drive their helicopter to make sure things were up to par. These guys have a history for pulling off the most daredevil stunts, so of course they had something else up their sleeve. They're taking continuous backflips over and over and over again, because as said earlier, these guys have no fear. I swear every time that thing goes up and under, I have small panic attacks for them. The only exciting part of this is actually seeing that they didn't die. Shout out to these guys. The shadow boxing spider. When was the last time you saw a spider admiring or getting angry at themselves in the mirror? Probably never, right? Well, let me be the first to introduce you to this shadow boxing spider. Well, it's not really shadow boxing, it just seemed like a catchy title. What he's doing now is typical male spider behaviour. This little guy wants to make himself bigger because, you know, females like a big old strong guy. It's a kind of mating call, not calling because that's weird. But here's just one tiny problem in this video. He's trying to impress the reflection he's seeing right now. And I don't know who's going to tell him, but he's not going to get far with his mission. I guess you can say he's conceited to be so attracted to himself. The hangry bird. I've seen men and women steal food, I've even seen babies steal food, but if you've never seen a bird shoplifting a pack of chips, then are you really on the internet? In Aberdeen, Scotland, this white seagull planned his master robbery scheme. It awaits the perfect opportunity to steal when a human walks in and activates the automatic doors of the supermarket. Clearly only a mastermind knows how to operate with such tact and skill. After swooping in, it grabs the snack and makes a run for it. Pause. Let's make a petition for these birds to be the smoothest criminals under £100. This is not their first rodeo. In fact, these birds have been performing meme-worthy petty thefts all around the world, keeping us entertained every time they steal. What a sentence that is. What's that saying again? A hungry bird is an angry bird? Well, you wouldn't want to mess with this guy now. Look at him devour the snack. They say birds of a feather flock together. Well, I'd be more entertained than concerned to see birds ganging up to steal food from us. 5-year-old basketball prodigy. There are some of us who have learned how to be skilled at something, and there are others like this 5-year-old star who's just born with it. Watch as this little human dribbles basketball like a pro. Baby K has the skill set of someone with a couple of years experience. It wouldn't be surprising if a few years from now we see him in the NBA. The kid has just got it like that. You normally underestimate a regular 5-year-old's cause because they're still learning motor skills, you know, how to properly grip things. But not Baby K. He quickly became an internet sensation when people discovered his natural talent. And of course, he went viral. I'm sure Baby K is doing it for fun, but seriously, I believe he could compete with high school kids if he wanted to. That would be something to watch. Crash landing selfie.
Homemade flotation devices here in the form of...
Without thinking about the answer too long, what's the first thing you do when you survive a plane crash? What? No. Whatever your answer is, you're wrong. The first thing you do is take a selfie with whomever is around. At least that's what this pilot did after his plane crashed near Half Moon Bay close to the San Francisco coast. Originally, the passenger, which is the lady in this video, was to be doing an aerial photo shoot, but boy did she get way more than she bargained for. Some people film things for memories, and I guess that's why he did it. Or maybe it was so exciting, I don't know. They're grabbing on anything nearby to keep them afloat. While still capturing everything, she doesn't look as thrilled as he seems to be. I may be wrong, but we're just glad they survived the whole thing. Wild selfie. The human species is one of the most advanced beings on this planet. We discover, we create, and we take selfies with predators. This video is live evidence that not all of us are very smart, and that's okay, I guess. This video was captured in Mexico. A bunch of hikers seem to be resting, and here comes a black bear the size of an average man, but still very dangerous. Maybe it likes the smell of her hair, or maybe her leg, or her back, I don't know. But something on her definitely intrigued the bear. Now instead of running off like a normal person would, she flips out her phone and proceeds to take a selfie, because that's the first thing you do when you come into contact with a bear, obviously. As if that wasn't already weird to watch, the bear got on his hind legs to fit right in the selfie, as if he's done this before. Isn't that like one of the dumb ways to die things? I imagine her caption that day must have been, "I smile in the face of danger, #one with nature." Dump truck opens sinkhole. Sinkholes have been and probably always will be a menace to our beloved societies. They pop up everywhere you go like moles that are hopefully not on your lawn. They pose as big threats to drivers unknowingly passing right through them like this driver we're seeing now. I bet his day went from bad to presumably worse. This sinkhole literally splits open on a terribly hot day in Brazil right after his dump truck loaded with clay breezed right along. According to those who witnessed the aftermath of this almost tragedy, they said the hole was an estimated 6.5 feet deep. Imagine that. Luckily, the Good Samaritan in the white car here knew this would happen and decided to pull over and direct traffic. Is there anything to take away from this video? I don't know, man, but I hope the poor sinkhole guy will be more careful, and you will too if you decide to vacay in Brazil. Beware of the sinkholes. Lightning versus pine. Welcome to Big Bear, a beautiful scenic retreat hidden away in California. It's the type of place you go when you want to escape the noisy, polluted and overpopulated city we love so much. Enter lightning. Watch as this one bolt of lightning strikes and completely annihilates this large, strong pine tree. In one go, all of its bark is stripped right to the ground and then set on fire. Hey, all I know is this pine's sure gonna feel the rain right on that skin because this lightning just revealed all of its inhibitions. Mother Nature's true power was definitely on full display here. Good thing that lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, right? I'm just glad no one was caught in the middle of this disaster because that would have been tragic. The next time the sky looks something like this, you better start running on home. The shaker-upper. Most girls love a good makeup tutorial. A simple face beat, they say. But sometimes you just gotta shake things up, and that's exactly what YouTuber Ali Che did. Well, not voluntarily, I should say. Something unexpected happened to her on July 5th, 2019. But as you see here, things look pretty normal. She's talking and engaging her audience. In a second, her world is going to be turned upside down. While recording, an earthquake measured up to 7.1 hit Los Angeles and gave this woman some undeserved Halloween looks. I mean, just look how perfect that Joker smile is. Courtesy of the earthquake, of course. Right when she starts to apply that bold lipstick, she got the shake of her life. Nobody does a tutorial quite like Mother Nature. I mean, obviously we're grateful she's safe, but this video is one for the books. The California Care Bear. So many unique cases pass through the police department every day. In this case, you have to see it to believe it. I don't know about you, but if someone told me a large black bear walked right up to a door, unlocked it, waltzed right in, and didn't take anything or cause any harm, I think you're just making up stories. In fact, I'd be on the floor in stitches laughing. Okay, well, probably not on the floor, I'm just exaggerating, but you get what I mean, right? So it seems like this bear just wanted to make a quick stop, probably to pay for all his jaywalking charges, which is pretty understandable since they walk like they own the streets. Anyways, the patrol's commercial vehicle enforcement facility in California was nowhere near ready for this unexpected visit, and they chased him out. The bear could care less about the officers, so he took his own little time to get out. Look, the reason behind this visit is clearly unknown. What can I say, bears get lonely sometimes, I guess. Super Mum. When it comes to curious toddlers and the environment, it's highly recommended that you never let them go or take your eyes off them, even for a few seconds, as this world is full of dangerous obstacles that kids see as fun and games. This security footage was captured in Medellin, Colombia. The mother and her son getting off the elevator and they're next to a delivery guy. She decides to take out her phone to get on a call, which is understandable. The kid uses this golden opportunity to explore and just wanders off to the railings, stoops down and almost slipped right through the gap. Luckily, her adrenaline kicked in just in time and she managed to grab one of his feet. The delivery guy rushes out to probably get some help, and moments later some office workers come to help her. I guess it's safe to say he delivers more than just food, eh? The main takeaway from this video is sometimes you gotta just stay off your phone and really take a good scan of the environment you're in. You won't always get it right, but give it your best shot. You know what they say, kids will be kids, so just be careful out there. I know they're never letting go of his hands anytime soon. The Burj Khalifa jump. Okay, by now you've probably noticed a pattern in this video. It's like we just have a thing for the daredevils of our society. Well, it's kinda true, but this is the last one, I promise. Meet daredevils Vince Reffitt and Fred Fusion. The two devils jumped off the very pinnacle of the Burj Khalifa. Yep, the tallest building in the world. So they don't take a regular jump from the highest building in the world because that alone wouldn't impress. Instead, they're in mid-air holding hands and creating some type of fancy pattern with the orange smoke. It's obvious by now these men don't really have a limit because they always try to outdo themselves in any and everything they do. But I don't blame them. I think the very first time you try a risky stunt and you actually pull it off, you kinda just try another one that's slightly riskier than the first. And before you know it, boom, you're jumping off the Burj Khalifa. It's an addiction. A bad, rewarding one, I guess. Icy Hot Sands. The people of Iceland and the beautiful places to visit is just one of the reasons why the place is so popular. Many come in hopes to get a glimpse of the not-so-luxurious black sand, which personally I think is just a death trap. We're not going to focus on the fact that this sand is made from volcanic ashes, minerals and lava fragments, because who cares about health risks, right? Watch carefully as this woman tries to take a selfie in what could have been her dying moments, pushing and pulling of the wind carrying her further and further away from safety. But that's a moment I think she'll never forget. Good thing she had those big strong boots. Boy, I wouldn't want to see her in flip-flops or this entire video would be a big flop. Ah, see what I did there? I'm such a genius. Anyway, since the Black Sands are obviously so famous for being, I don't know, something like one of those wonders of the world type of things, would you go to Iceland to see them? Before moving to number 1 on this list, here is a picture that left the internet baffled. So around 10 years before this photo was taken, some woman mysteriously disappeared in the lake. Then a family saw something very strange at the same lake. A woman stepping out of the lake in pretty much the same clothes as the girl that vanished. She was busy doing girly stuff because she didn't know a camera was watching her. You know, stuff that girls do when no one's watching. Anyway, when the photo made rounds on the internet, it revived interest in the case, with many wondering if this could possibly be the same woman. What do you think? Is this the same woman that vanished, or is there something else going on? Papa Bear. Is it just me, or does it seem like some bears act like your average old over-friendly neighbour? You know, the ones who just invite themselves everywhere, in everything, without your permission? Just me? Okay. Well, this bear drew himself right beside Drew Hammond, who's a tech worker at the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. I bet his job letter says something like, "I remain calm under pressure," because there's just no way a bear that large can sit beside you and you don't lose it. Typically, bears tear their prey to pieces in a matter of minutes because of their aggressive nature, but as seen in this video, things took a turn for the best. This big brown bear just sits unbothered, yawns, and then walks away. You're probably thinking, why is he even filming? Well, he said, actually I don't know why either. That's beyond me. What would be your reaction if you were literally in Drew's chair? Let's just be glad he miraculously made it out of this scenario in one piece. What's the craziest thing you've ever recorded? Let us know in the comments and check out our other crazy videos on the screen now. Until next time.